Welcome to the Investfourmore Real Estate Podcast. My name is Mark Ferguson, and I am your host. I'm a house flipper. I flip 10 to 15 houses a year. I own 13 rental properties with a goal to buy 100 by 2023. I'm also a real estate agent. I've been licensed since '01. I run a team of 9. We sell close to 200 houses a year. So on this show, we like to interview house flippers, landlords, and the best real estate agents in the business. So stay tuned for some great shows. If you want more information on my rentals, on the numbers, how I buy properties, check out Investfourmore.com. Hey everyone, it's Mark Ferguson with Investfourmore. Welcome to another episode of the Investfourmore Real Estate Podcast. I have a really interesting guest on today. I'm really excited to talk to Anil Walia. He is from India originally, moved to Canada, has invested in real estate in India, in Canada, and the US. So I'm really interested to talk to him about how he's invested in real estate, especially how he's been able to invest in the US real estate while living in Canada, because I get many questions from my listeners and readers of the blog about how to do that. So Anil, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you, Mark. I'm fine, and thanks for getting me on your podcast.
Oh, no, thank you. I appreciate it. I love to have a wide range of guests, and I find your story really interesting. So I'd love to start from the beginning. You're from India, and you started investing in real estate in India. How did you first start investing in real estate? What were the first properties like that you bought?
You see, I'm an engineer, and I'm a retired commander from Indian Navy. So in India, primarily, I was in the military. But on the sides, I used to buy homes for my own use. So I did buy a property in Punjab, which is a state in India, and I lost money on that property. So it is that loss which put me onto the track for more investing, because it is that deal which taught me how the real estate markets work and how you make money. And that was the start. So that happened in 1991, and thereafter I bought a few properties in India, maybe 2-3, and I shifted to Canada in 2004.
Okay, very cool. I'm curious, how does it differ buying property in India versus Canada or the United States? Is it a similar process or is it completely different?
You see, the real estate market in India and Canada or US is entirely different. They are opposite to each other. In India, the properties rise because of some other factors. In North America, the whole real estate sector is organized, and everything is legal, and everything is through checks. In India, there are deals which are half done in cash and half in the checks. And the markets also there, they do not move the same way it moves in North America. More predominantly, the rents in India from the houses are much less. So you get about 2 to 3%, per year, the rental yield.
Okay, no. And do you still own properties in India, or did you sell everything you have there?
Yeah. No, I sold everything in India.
Okay. After seeing the different markets you can invest in.
Yeah.
Very cool. So what drew you to Canada? Why did you decide to make that move?
Yeah, you see, in 2001, my children, I have 2 sons, they wanted to study in Canada. So I put them in the undergrad courses for computer science in Toronto. And 2004, they passed out, and that is the time my wife said that it is time to join the children. Otherwise, some ladies will hook them, and we will not be able to join them. So that was a force for us to shift to Canada and stay with our children.
Okay, very nice. And then once you got to Canada, you saw the real estate opportunities and different ways to invest. Were you surprised at how different it was in Canada, real estate wise?
Yeah, you see, it was so different. In 2004, I read an ad by Robert Allen for some courses in Toronto. I went and joined that course. I paid $5,000 for the 2-day workshop. and I realized in that workshop that the houses made in Canada are all of wood, whereas in India they are concrete homes. So I was that raw in that seminar. But notwithstanding, since I'm MTech, I was engineer, and I'm MBA finance, so I understood the business part of it, and I quickly realized that there is a lot of money lying in real estate if you can pick up the threads, and if you can understand the market.
Right. No, very cool. So what were the first types of properties that you invested in Canada? How did you get started in the
Yeah,
new country?
yeah. You see what happened. Since I was an engineer, I wanted to apply for jobs. So I applied for job for 3 months in 2004, and I didn't get any job. Then in January 2005, I applied for a real estate license because I realized in my mind that I had a passion for real estate. So I took 6 months to get the license. By August 2005, sorry, I got my license. And since there was a lot of 70, 80 naval officers in this area, so they started buying homes from me. And in first 6 months, I sold 6 homes.
Very
So
nice.
yeah, but in August 2006, some aerospace companies, they offered me a job and as an system engineer. So since I had worked 30 years as an engineer, so I quickly took over that job and left this profession halfway. But to my bad luck or good luck, in 2008 December, I got laid off, and it is that time I decided that no more service, and I have to be self-employed, and I should look after myself. And by then I had understood the markets, and I have understood how the real estate works in Canada. So in 2009 January, I took a vow to get into investments in real estate. So once I started this, then I looked around for tech sales in Canada, and I maybe went to about 100 tech sales, and gave a lot of weights. I did buy few properties, and I did make money, but I didn't find very attractive. And then I found it is another good thing which happened when once I was laid off. I was always thinking I don't have money to make investments. But when I laid off and I met people, I was attending one seminar. I went and told that lecturer that I have about $300,000 in HELOC. So if you could find a deal, you let me know, I can buy that deal. But that guy, instead of telling me the deal, in the audience he says, gentlemen, if anybody wants hard money lender, if anybody wants money, I have a hard money lender in this room. So people said, who is that? He told me, Anil, please stand up. And I was really aghast that I never thought I'm a hard money lender. But he explained me, he says, damn it, you have money, so either you can buy a deal or you lend it to them. So I found that was a good exposure to me. So I started lending money to those so-called investors who were participating in those seminars, and that way I could understand how the deals work and how people make money in the deals. Though I used to make 12 to 13% on my investment, but that really gave me an exposure into deep into the investment portfolio kind of thing. And to my good luck, in 2009 or 2008 2009, the US market was melting. So since I had done Robert Allen course earlier, so my eyes and ears were towards US. Then I picked a few more courses which were related to the US market, and I started learning more and more. The more I learned US market, and the more I knew that there is money lying on the streets of US. So but the problem was, all these gurus, they were not giving us the end product. They were like, they will give you a dead fish. They don't want to teach you how to catch the fish. So I thought this way we can't make money, so I need to understand the market myself. So in 2009 I went and visited Chicago, then I went to Atlanta, then to Indianapolis, then Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Detroit, Buffalo, Cleveland. So I spent five days in all these towns, and moved around with the real estate agents. And one thing which came out very clearly, that the houses are being sold for peanuts in US as compared to Canada. A house which costs $100,000 in US, whether Chicago or Atlanta or Indianapolis, it costs $300,000 in Toronto. And that house, which is $100,000, you can easily rent at $1,000 or $1,100, which gives you more than 1%, monthly return. Whereas in Canada, if you pick up a house for $300,000, you cannot rent for $3,000. It rents for $1,500-$1,600. So it made my whole perception very clear as to which is the market I should go. Though the fundamentals, they say that you must invest in your backyard, and you should be able to see your properties. You should be able to visit the tenants and talk to them. But then the second fundamental says you must invest in a market which gives you returns. So in this case, I had to go to the market which gives returns. So that is how my initial decision from Canada to US came about.
No, that's a great story and insight onto how you moved from India to Canada to the US. And I hear it all the time from investors who are in Canada, how I can't make money in Canada because prices are so high and rents are so low, and they want to invest into the US. And we'll talk about that soon. But before we get too far, what was it like being a hard money lender? Was it a good experience? Was it more educational? Did you ever have some problems or issues come up with people paying you back?
No, it was a very nice experience. I did not lose money. I think primary reason was because I was a real estate agent. So I could, analyze the deal properly. Even if somebody gives me appraisal report, I did not give it much weightage. I used to do my own CMA and things like that. So one of the criteria I had was that my money should be safe. So whichever deal I went in, I would analyze the deal myself and then, lend the money. So fortunately, I did not lose money, and all my money and all interest payments, I did that for about 2.5 years, and all that money came back.
Very nice. And it's funny how you became an accidental hard money lender. Probably had no idea what that meant before coming to the US.
and that too, I was a naval officer for 30 years. I was in the military. We were not allowed to talk finance on the dining table and in the parties. So I never had financial sense.
Right. No, it's amazing. I mean, even in school, they don't teach us much about money. And I don't know how it is in India, but in the US, you're taught very little about financial investing and well-being, and mostly it's about investing in the stock market for 40 years and hoping you save enough money. But did they teach you much in India about financial things?
No, nothing. In the school they don't teach you. In the colleges they don't teach you. One picks up on his own.
Yeah. It's crazy how one of the most important things in our lives, they don't teach us how to handle it.
Yeah, I think it's same everywhere.
Yeah. So did you ever buy any properties in Canada for rentals, or did you just you couldn't find any good returns up there?
No, I did buy a property in Canada. I have in my principal home, plus I have one investment property.
Okay. And
but not much, because you see, I realized two things. Though I am a real estate agent in Canada, but I could not find a good deal in Canada. In Canada, the foreclosures are handled differently than US. US is a entrepreneurial country. In Canada, we respect more privacy, so it is very difficult to find out where are the defaulters, who is defaulting on the homes and things like that. And banks also don't make it public. So if somebody is defaulting on the loan, it only becomes public when they list it through a real estate agent and it comes on the MLS.
Okay.
So the moment it comes on the MLS, it's a public information and it gets discounted as per the market value. So since I could not find a below market value, below market property, below below market value property in Canada. So I did not buy. I thought of converting some of the basements into additional units, but there also the returns were not much. It was more of labor than the returns. So I thought, Canada is like, finding a fish in the ocean if you are looking for a good deal. Whereas in US, in a pond, you can see so many fishes.
Right.
Yeah. You see,
No,
we are. I would say I was fortunate that what happened in US. I think this will not happen next 20 years.
no, I would agree with you. I think it was a unique circumstance with the banks just
Yeah.
having crazy lending standards that could not be sustained. So,
Yeah.
when you decided to invest in the U.S., you mentioned a number of places you went to. How did you choose places to visit? Just from did you do some analytics or some studying before you came to the U.S.?
Yeah, I did, because I told you I attended few seminars and things like that. So I know the various websites uh, in uh, in the US where we can check about the US economy and the labor statistics. How the money moves, the IRS websites. So I had how the there is a website called Atlas Van Lines, how the people are moving, whether they're moving to sun shining states, what is the internal movements, how the baby boomers are moving. So I did some research and I found out that these are the cities: Chicago, Atlanta, Las Vegas, Orlando, Phoenix. These are the California, in Los Angeles is there, but they are different markets. So I just wanted to have a feel as to what is the difference between Chicago and Los Angeles, and Los Angeles and Las Vegas, and Las Vegas and Orlando. So finally, after I did this touring, I took about year and a half, and spent about 40,000-50,000 dollars on all these exercises. I realized there are three trophy markets in the US: Las Vegas, Orlando, and Phoenix. Rather, full Florida. Las Vegas, Florida, and Phoenix. These were the three, markets. And I also, my analysis showed that these are the three places where the markets fell the most. The property values came down by 50% in these markets. So I knew the real estate did not have a issue in the US. The issue was on the finance side. It was a financial meltdown. So because the real estate sector was healthy and the prices have fallen because of the financial issue, so these are the places where the prices will rise again, and they will rise again for the same reason they rose for the first time. So one of the result of my visit was that I came to the conclusion that out of these three places only I have to select either Las Vegas or Florida or Phoenix. So my next analysis showed that I should go to Las Vegas, because Las Vegas is more celebrity kind of thing, and a lot of investments have already gone, and all those big wigs will ensure that this market recovers the fast. So, but just before investing in Las Vegas, I somehow from my inside I got a feeling that I should not invest in Las Vegas because it's a kind of sin city. The, all casinos and sex related activities. It's adult entertainment. So I mean, somehow I felt, and the economy also is all entertainment oriented. It's not a mixed economy. Then you have only one town, in the desert. So though I knew that I can get good returns, but I did not feel, from my mind there was some hesitation. So at the last moment, I decided for Florida, and Florida was nearer to Toronto. It's only 3 hours flight. And in Florida again, there were a lot of issues. People used to scare me. You see, in Canada, there is a lot of negativity about US. When you tell somebody, I'm going to invest in US, oh no, 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 don't go there. There are hurricanes. There are a lot of crimes, and renters are very tough. They break the houses. They take all kinds of stories. So from the hurricanes point of view, I was also scared that I should not go to Miami, or east or west coast of Florida. So I selected Orlando because it is central, and it has Disney World. So again, its celebrity status is there, and Orlando has a mixed economy as against Las Vegas. So all these factors pulled in, and then I also checked, the population wise. The Florida population has been rising 2 to 3% for last so many years, and it is a fourth populous state at this moment, and going to become third populous state. It's going to take over New York by 2016. So I thought Orlando is a much better place. So then I decided on Orlando, and we went and visited Orlando. And another, the final decision came about when I found that U.S. government is building a medical city there. There is a place known as Lake Nona. There, U.S. government is investing $700 million in building a medical city with 4 very big hospitals, which are going to generate 40,000 jobs. So I thought this is a place. It meets all my requirements, all analysis. Everything converged, and so then in November 2011, along with my family, we went with the aim of buying a property. So we thought we should buy one property. Then I have 2 sons, so then we thought we can buy 3 maybe. So when we went there, my wife and my son, one son, younger son, they say we don't want to see properties, we want to go to Disneyland. So I, along with my elder son, we went with the realtors, and we placed 20 offers on the homes. And we were so scared, we also, because we don't know Canada as well. On top of it, US, we didn't know much. But so we were very skeptical. If the property is listed at $200,000, we'll give an offer at 160. So out of 20 offers, we finally managed to get one. We got this property at 182,500, and it was listed at 210. And during the peak, it was 410. And after buying this property, it got rented in 15 days at $1,800. This really opened my eyes. I said, this is fantastic. A property which was 410, I'm buying at 182. It is renting at $1,800. Where is the risk? I said, there's no risk. So there is actually gold lying in US. In fact, I subsequently wrote a book also. I wrote a chapter in the book, and the name of the chapter is "There is Gold Lying on the Streets of US."
Yeah, it's true compared to Canada.
yeah, absolutely. You got to find a deal, and you just pick up a deal, and you see, from the hard money lender point of view, if I'm getting 12% return on the on the purchase price, being 1% rent every month, and appreciation is bonus. And then if I can get it refinanced, that is further bonus. So once I bought the first property, I said, now no more hard money lending. Let my money come to US. So I bought 3 homes. After buying 3 homes, then I went to a bank. They gave me the money. I got them refinanced. Then I bought 3 more, and then continued. And till now I'm continuing. And I have got now 38 homes. 2 more homes I have signed 2 days back. So I'll have 40 by December 30th.
Oh, that's awesome. And they're all in Florida, right? In that same area?
Yeah, they're all in Orlando and Kissimmee.
Are you seeing prices starting to rise in that area now?
Yeah, prices have, in fact, I think 5-6 of my homes have doubled up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So prices have risen. In fact, all my homes, without exception, have gone up by 50%. And the prices are rising, but we are still finding good deals, because by now I have learned the art of finding property below market value. And so I have a good team of realtor and contractor and property managers, and I can find a good property. So every time I buy a property, I can make about $20,000 in sweat equity.
Right. No, that's fantastic. And I'm curious too. I mean, one of the biggest questions I have from people who are in Canada trying to invest in the US is one, I mean, they're so far away, so that they have, trouble, setting up a team. We'll talk about it soon. But then financing. So did you find it difficult to find a bank that would finance you because you're not a US citizen?
Yes. In fact, this is one of my grudge against US, that they treat us as stepchildren.
So how were you able to? I mean, did you have to talk to just many banks to overcome that, or were there certain steps or tricks? How did you get through that?
So many banks. This had been a biggest challenge, And I think it is because of financing only we were able to. It is indeed a biggest challenge. This is a special art which I have developed, and there are some intricacies which maybe we can't discuss on the radio. Yeah.
Okay, very cool. So, one last question: have you found that local banks in Florida were best, or was it a national bank that helped you out the most?
Yeah, yeah. Local banks in Florida, they were the better options.
Okay, right. Good to know. So, investing from Canada, getting financing, refinancing the properties, and kind of rinsing, repeating the process over and over again has worked. Sounds like very well for you. What challenges did you have in putting a team together living so far away? Were you able to do that because you had flexibility to travel a lot? Was there just a lot of back and forth trips?
No, you see, I did travel before I started buying. But to tell you very frankly, only the first house I had seen before putting in an offer. Balance 37 homes I bought without seeing the homes. I developed a team so that whenever I locate a property on from various websites, once because I'm a real estate agent, so I know how to evaluate a property to see what is its real value. So once I'm near about finalizing the order, so then I tell my real estate agent to go there and send me the pictures and video of the house. So the real estate agent send me the pictures and videos. Then I send my inspector, and the inspector send me 30-40 pages report. And then I send an EMD, and then the property closes. Then my contractor, I sign a separate agreement with the contractor, and contractor does the work, and he sends me the pictures every night. And final inspection is done either by my property manager or by my inspector. And after he does, the house is taken over by the property manager. So if contractor hasn't done job properly, property manager will come and cry. And once property manager takes over, then the tenant comes. If any defect is left over, then tenant cries. So by the time the tenant is in, I know that because rent starts coming in my bank, so I know I am the owner, and I don't have to go to Orlando.
Right. No, that's a fantastic system. I wonder, because you're far away and you have to have these systems in place where everyone's sending you pictures and giving you constant updates, if you almost have a better system than some local investors because they feel they don't have to be as hands-on because they're local, and they're probably not checking the houses as much as you're getting updates from 3 hours away.
Yeah. No, you see, for selecting a realtor, I have changed 4 or 5 realtors. But the current realtor is the one from whom I have bought the majority of the properties, maybe about 35. So initially I had trouble in identifying the right realtor. But you keep pruning your team. Contractor, I think I have changed 7, 8 contractors. And inspector, I changed 2 inspectors. The current inspector is excellent. I found a good roofer. Then there was challenges on the mortgage side, so I had to change so many banks. So it's you see, the money making is not that easy, but at the same time, it is not difficult. The beauty in the whole thing is there is very less amount of risk because what I find, knowledge is power. So if you acquire that knowledge, and if I know sitting in Canada that this house is worth $100,000, I don't mind paying 102. Or if I get it at 98, I'm happy. So once I have that knowledge, and once I know that repair value is only $10,000, if the contractor charges me 11, it's okay. If I can get it at 10,000, I am happy. So that way there is no big issues. I'm not saying there are no challenges. There are at times challenges, but they are all very well managed. Than the picture which I had generated in my mind in Canada before I started buying. You see what happens if you don't do anything, you generate a lot of fear. But when you take one or two, three steps, then you find that clutter keeps getting clear, and the things become more brighter, and you are able to take control.
No, that's very true. The easiest way to learn is to do it. And, we all make mistakes, but by doing it, you figure out what your mistakes are, what you can do better. And yeah, if you never get out there and do it, you're never going to accomplish anything. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Now you said you've become an expert in finding deals. How are you best finding deals from out of the area? Are you relying on real estate agents to send you listings, or are you looking online yourself and trying to do the deal finding yourself from Canada?
No, it is both ways. Mostly we do it ourselves on various websites, but the real estate agent also does. You see, you have to have a real estate agent. Even for the deals which we are finding, we register our agent on the website, so that those websites know we have an agent, and anytime an agent is required to visit the home, so they will give the code and etc. You see, the beauty is, in Canada, a lot of people, especially white people, they were thinking how this guy coming from India is able to buy. So they wanted to interview me on the TV. So I got an offer from the Roger TV that if I could come on the TV. So I said I have no problem, because I haven't done anything illegal, or I have not cheated anybody. So they interviewed me last May, and there was a lot of response. They re-interviewed me in September. Then they re-interviewed me this year in May, and on 30th November for the fourth time. So they want to know how it is so easy to buy a home sitting in Canada without seeing, and then making a good cash flow, and making appreciation as well.
Right. No, it's challenging. It's not easy. Like you said, it's not easy, but it's not rocket science either.
Absolutely.
It's about systems and staying. You said you changed contractors 7 or 8 times and changed agents. You can't just sit back and think everything's going to be fine without doing any work. But again, if you stay on it, if you have systems in place, then it's not, terribly difficult once you figure it out.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. So I'm curious, have you had problems with property management companies? Have you had to change them?
Yeah, I have changed 2 property management companies. So now I'm with a 3rd property management company.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, it's an ongoing process.
Process, yeah.
So you'll have 40 properties by the end of this year. Do you have goals for the future? Do you have a certain number you want to get to, or are you just taking them as they come? What are your plans?
You see, at this moment, I'm seeing I buy 5 homes in cash, and then go to the bank and they give me refinance, then I buy 5 more. So I think this can continue up to a point, because if the interest rates rise or the values rise, this equation may not work. So till such time it works, because in my opinion, single family homes, 3 bedroom, 2 washrooms, between 1,000 square feet to 2,000 square feet is the best product. And especially we are able to buy a foreclosed home, so we get a discounted property, and then we are able to rent it. So that is why I don't want to shift from this segment to multifamily units or some condos or something. Till such time this formula or this product works, I'll keep going. Maybe if the foreclosures they stop. You see, Florida is number 3rd state in US even today, where there are foreclosures available. So if the foreclosures maybe in 2-3 years they die down, they become very less, and good deals are not available, we might have to change some our product or change. But at this moment, I don't contemplate.
No, very, very, very good. And yeah, I've heard from multiple people that Florida still has a very good market for rentals and finding distressed properties. I'm in Colorado, and we have the highest appreciating market in the country, and our deals have dried up significantly. It's very hard to find anything. But yeah, I always keep my eyes open for other places to invest as well, and Florida has been on my radar too.
Good. Yeah, we can work together there.
Nice. So tell me, if someone's from Canada and they want to invest in the US, what advice can you give them as far as starting out and maybe the first steps they should take?
You see, as I mentioned to you, I have written a chapter in a book. It called Achieve. This is the experts from the successful entrepreneurs. I wish I could show you the picture. It is listed on uh, uh, Amazon.com also. But my chapter, its title is "There is Gold Lying on the Streets of US," and I have a website. My website address is thevaliagroup.com. So if somebody can go on to this website, then I can send them that chapter, and that chapter explains whatever I have spoken on the radio with you. And then I'm also running a mentorship program. This I had to start because there's a lot of people had shown interest that they want to buy properties in the US. So depending on what a person wants, so I do give mentorship as well.
Great. No, that's awesome. And yeah, I will include a link. I always write an article, a brief write up on these podcasts. I'll include a link to your website and to the book so people can have access to that if they want more information. And is the best way to contact you going to that website?
Yeah, they can go to the website and they can ask for the copy of the chapter. I have even made a audio book for the chapter. I can send them an audio book as well.
Okay, great. And again, that's the waliagroup.com. It's WALIA group.com.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we've got your goals. We figured out what you're doing in Canada. Are you still an active agent in Canada, or are you just focused on investing right now?
No, I am a licensed agent, not active agent in Canada, but I'm more active in the US now.
Nope, that makes sense. Great. Well, any parting advice for our listeners here? I think I've asked all the questions I have to ask. Anything else that you want to let them know before we sign off?
Yeah, you see, I feel the best advice to the listeners is that the knowledge is power. They must try to generate the knowledge in whichever field they want to go. And then the second is they must have an investor mindset. That means even if somebody is working, he's doing a job, they must save money and they must invest. They should develop that attitude. And the third is that once they know where they want to go, they should look for a mentor who has charted that route. So just follow him. So you see, on the investor's mindset, I will tell you that when I started investing, when I found it's a great vehicle, I found a lot of credit cards giving money for 1 year at 0.99%, and so many offers. And today I have over $100,000 on credit cards at 0.99%. So one has to be financially savvy to utilize that money. But if you develop an investor mindset, so you can make a lot of headway. So this is what I'm saying. If a person is working, he is in a service, he has good credit, he can utilize, he can have the credit card, he can utilize these free offers for 1 year, 2 years, and he should know how to rotate that money, and he can invest in the real estate. Real estate is the only way to generate wealth. All the millionaires in the world all over, they became millionaires primarily because of real estate.
Yeah, no, that's great advice. And yeah, I completely agree with you. Obviously, I've chosen real estate and it's been fantastic for me. I really appreciate you being on the show. Great information. I learned a lot myself. Thank you a bunch. And yeah, I may be in touch with you if I decide to invest in Florida. We'll see.
Okay, thank you. And I'll also try to explore Colorado market.
Oh, yep. Sounds good. All right. Thank you, Neil. And we'll talk soon.
Yeah, thank you, Mark.